Oh, how you doing? I'm just looking for the perfect spot to hang this swarm trap. You know, there's some really good locations out there and we're just looking around. So why don't you help me and let's find a good spot for it. Oh. Now this looks like some prime real estate for some honeybees. Good afternoon, beekeepers and bee enthusiasts. How you doing? It's another great day at the farm and we're hanging out. The weather is beautiful outside. It's definitely a lot nicer than that stormy weather we had in our last video. And of course today we've got a great topic for you and we'll be talking about the right locations for catching honeybee swarms. So we all know, there's all kinds of places you can catch honeybee swarms. I mean, swarms are everywhere. They're even in very urban areas, but they're especially prominent in wooded areas like we have here. And there's really just some prime locations where you can hang a swarm trap that gives you the most success for catching a honeybee swarm. So we're going to be talking all about it. It's going to be a great video. And without further ado, let's break right into it. So in our last video, we showed you how to bait a swarm trap, okay? So we took this swarm trap right here. We got some propolis on the inside. We got some lemongrass essential oil we put on the inside. And we also told you that preferably you want to have some comb, and that makes it a lot more likely for bees to move in. So this swarm trap is baited, it's ready to go, but where are we gonna put it? Like, what is the right location to look for when you're trying to catch swarms? Well, the prime location you want to look for is, of course, tree lines. So if you look behind me, this is a perfect tree line for trying to catch bees. But why are tree lines so good for bees? Like, why do bees prefer tree lines? Well, we know that in the summer, it gets really hot in a lot of locations, and it does get hot here. It can get up to 100 degrees, and bees like that shade from the sunlight that the trees can provide. So they like the shade, and in the summer it's really nice for them. But however, in the wintertime, they like it because the leaves will go away and the sun will shine directly on the hive or the tree wherever they're staying, and that will help them stay warmer. So tree lines are perfect because they provide shade in the summer and they also allow sunlight in the winter. And also, if they have a field next door, then they have access to flowers and all kinds of stuff that the field can provide. So tree lines are perfect for catching bees. Now you can catch bees in a lot of locations. You can catch them in an urban environment if you really want to, but tree lines are really good because bees definitely stay in trees and they like the open field area that they can get access to. And so yeah, this is prime real estate for a swarm. So we got our location and we have a tree here. So now it's time to put our swarm trap on the tree. Now, if I'm being perfectly honest, the best place to hang a swarm trap is probably about 10 feet in the air. And they've done studies and it showed that swarms prefer to live high up in a tree versus being at ground level. But I will tell you that for the past few years, we have not been hanging our swarm traps way up in a tree. We've been putting them about 4 or 5 feet up. And it makes it a lot easier for us to take the swarm trap down and to move the bees into their hive. And for us, it's just a matter of being easier, and also the simple fact that we're still catching bees at ground level. We're not, it would be different if we couldn't catch anything at ground level, but we've caught bees not only in swarm traps at ground level, but we've actually caught bees in main hives that are even lower than that. So, you can hang it up as high as you want. If you want to put it 10 feet up in a tree and you have a way of getting a ladder and getting it down and everything, then go for it. I mean, it's definitely a very good spot to catch bees, but I want you to know that you can catch bees at ground level too, and they'll be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready, and we're going to set up this swarm trap, and then I'll talk to you while I'm doing it. Okay, so it's time to get this swarm trap up in a tree. We're all set. I'm gonna hang it about right here. But one thing I want to let you know, and you're gonna see me do this when I put it up in the tree, is you have got to make sure your swarm trap is level, okay? Bees will build comb in accordance to gravity, So if you have your swarm trap tilted or slanted or whatever, and they start building comb, they could build it across several frames. You get cross comb, and it can make taking the frames out very difficult. You don't want to have to deal with any of that. So whenever you put your swarm trap up in a tree, make sure it's level. I got this nice little level ball here that I'm going to use to make sure I get it level. And when you get it up there, if you're trying to adjust it for level, you can use some wooden planks or something that you can put in between the swarm trap and the tree. I don't have any on me, but I do have some sticks right now down on the ground that I'll use. But in any case, use that to help you get it level. And without further ado, let's get this thing up in a tree. Okay, I'll clean that up in just a second. So now I've got it up here for the most part. I'm gonna check for level. And I'm pretty precise about it. I like to get it pretty level. It's pretty close. Don't say much. And that is the level hive. So I like to clean up around this a little bit so I just don't have a bunch of stuff hanging. And it's a lot easier doing this at ground level than doing it up 10 feet in the air. I've worked swarm hives before, or swarm traps, and I've been up in a bucket of a tractor 10 feet up, and it can be kind of hectic trying to level a swarm trap up in a tree. And it's even more hectic trying to take the bees down whenever it's really heavy and full of honey and brood and everything. But it's definitely a lot easier when it's here at the base. So yeah, this swarm trap is level and it's set to go. I'll go ahead and put my opening up there. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I think that I actually got that up there pretty quick. I'm pretty proud of myself. So yeah, it looks pretty good, and yeah. So we got our swarm trap up in the tree. It looks beautiful. It's definitely looking like a real good home for a new colony of honeybees. And remember, we found this location on the edge of a tree line. And anytime you can find a tree line, that's real good real estate for honeybees. They love that area. and I know they're going to love this new home. We did have a colony here at one point, but they moved out, so we wanted to put a swarm trap back up here. And because they say, you know, anytime you catch honeybees in a tree, that spot's like the best spot where you can catch another colony of honeybees. So we got a swarm trap up here. It's good to go. And yeah, it looks real good. We're real proud of it. And yeah, get ready for swarm season. It's right around the corner for most people, and it's definitely probably happening already for the very southern areas of the United States. But in any case, that about wraps up our video. We hope you enjoyed, and until next time, we'll see you soon.